So if you're based in the UK and you're joining us live across the Barclays Women's Super League 2 YouTube channel, you'll be fully aware of the Storm Claudia that's been wreaking havoc across the UK. As you can see, we have dry conditions for this game. Little wind that I can detect, but this is a big, big game in trying to decide who maintains that momentum towards a promotion push. It will be the host Charlton that get us underway. So a 10th league meeting between these two sides. Bristol City looking to extend a 4-game unbeaten run against the league leaders, Charlton Athletic. Throw goes down the line in an early opportunity for the visitors to try and impose themselves on the game. And this is very bright stuff. Was that a slight tug? Eventually stopped. Lobato comes across, uses her strength, and is able to clear. But that was really positive there from Bristol City inside the opening 30 seconds, driving straight towards the Charlton goal. The hosts have it. They've been able to turn the ball over. It's played down the line. Can they get the cross in? Oh, the goalkeeper spilled it. And the second time of asking there. Nervy moment for Fran Bentley.
Hold, Gracie, hold. Good. Hold your line, Gracie. You're good there.
Two sides who've played a lot of attractive football this season. Bristol City arrive at the Valley having scored 11 in their last 2 league fixtures, but that was mistimed. So Karen Hills, obviously an FA Cup winner with the club. Undoubtedly her most successful stint in charge of Charlton Athletic. She knows they're there to be shot at, though, sitting top of the pile. Spoke pre-match about the importance of everyone in the squad feeling involved. That's across the League Cup, the WSL 2, and of course the FA Cup campaign, which will get underway in 2026. Charlotte Healy, a new face, as in an out-and-out head coach, obviously served her apprenticeship with Manchester United and has made a very good start in charge at Bristol City. Charlton throw. It's a busy day in the Women's Super League 2. Couple of games getting underway in the build-up to this one, so we'll keep you updated with any of the other 2 p.m. kickoffs with their goals as they go in. It did finish earlier on, 1-1 between Southampton and Durham. And they're into the second half between Sheffield United and Nottingham Forest. Bristol City looking to try and impose themselves on this. Mina able to ride a few challenges there, but Charlton have it back. Lobato. Whitehouse. Rather than hoof it clear, tried to pick out a teammate, but Bristol City will have possession back. Once again, it's another Bristol throw. Hardy happy to leave it to Saiz. It was interesting to see how Bristol City would go about replacing Struck, and it looks as though the very experienced Sophie Ingle is slotting in as centre half. Mina. Charlton appear content with Bristol City to have the ball as long as it's this far away from the goal, and there we go. We're able to turn play over. Both players strong in the challenge there. Sayers, good width offered. And a good positive drive infield. Hardy, can she keep hold of it? She can't, and she commits a foul. Play down the line. Ingle challenging. And they're in here. Charlton, options, and it's cut out by Saiz. That was a crucial interception. Charlton still asking the questions, though. Good cross, and Ingle has to clear under pressure. Bradley. Deep cross towards the far post and unable to connect. That goes behind for a corner. And just to update you, as we said, as the goals go in from elsewhere, Birmingham 1, Portsmouth 0. So the second side in second place with an early lead. First corner of the game to be taken by Katie Bradley. As you can see, big pitch at the Valley. We'll need a decent delivery here. Bradley's corner. Good skill there from Lloyd Smith under pressure inside her own 18-yard box. Charlton have it back, though. Flannery offered defensive cover for the corner. And Dow trying to go over the top. Well read by Lawler. Good tackle from behind. That's well played by Bristol City, working neatly in tight spaces.
Stay in, Joe. Stay. Stay in. Stay in. Good. Good, Jodie.
Ingle just trying to dictate play in front of her. Lawley. Hardy. Mina looks to her right, instead comes infield. It's nice work from the visitors. Can they deliver it? Good cross, it's going to bounce. Awkward one for the Charlton back line to try and deal with. Farrugia. Sayez's cross, cleared by Bradley. Ingle gets there. Trying to pick out a teammate. I think she was offside, and that is the decision. So we spoke about the early goal for Birmingham. Well, the visitors have managed to draw themselves level. Very lively. 2 goals inside the opening 5 minutes. Birmingham 1, Portsmouth 1. Reminder, you can choose your viewing on the Barclays Women's Super League 2 YouTube channel. Not that we want you to go anywhere, and why would you when this is first against third? But you do have the option to flick between all of the current live fixtures. You can rewind them back once all of the action is complete, and later on today we will condense all of the best bits into a highlights package for you. Just hit subscribe on your YouTube channel. Thestrup just taking her time, the Dane, just to ensure she's okay. It appears to be a blow towards the mouth. Referee was right on top of the action, Joanne Horwood. And they get back underway with a drop ball. Ingle. Charlton winning it back. Excellent pressing. We've seen both sides here struggle to certainly put a consistent series of passes together. But this is nice build-up from Bristol City. First time ball, looking down the middle, and what a pass that is. Are we in? Oh, is that a pull back? The referee's got a big decision to make, and she waves away appeals from Bristol City. We'll take another look at that when we get a chance, but that was a big moment for the official. Play continues. Charlton still moving forwards. Bristol have bodies back in number. Ambitious effort, which deflects off Ingle. Syme back to Ingle. Really tidy stuff from Charlotte Healy's side. Good roll there. Bristol City undeterred, coming forward once again. The low cross, which evades everybody. And Charlton are able to clear the lines. Well, we spoke about that big incident, which gave the referee a decision to make. It's Emily Syme, the Bristol City player, involved. She gets goal side. And for me, certainly on that viewing, I am very surprised that that was not deemed a penalty. Pearce was the defender, and I can only assume, due to her complaints, that that was not a spot kick being awarded, that Charlotte Healy has been shown a yellow card. Very tight, very tense, and the first big moment of the game has not gone Bristol City's way. They'll be frustrated here, Bristol City, but there's a long way to go in this game, and I think you could argue from what we've seen. Saiz goes from range, the goalkeeper spilled it, Hardy, oh! It's off the post! I think we have to credit the goalkeeper in being able to recover so quickly and narrow the angle, but Rio Hardy, she couldn't have asked for a better moment to add to her goal tally for the season. Excellent recovery, makes it difficult, forces Hardy into hitting it first time. Bristol City corner. Well defended. Really good spell here for the visitors. They'll feel aggrieved that they haven't been awarded a spot kick, but that incident, a few moments ago for Rio Hardy, a golden one, and trying to get that first goal. Saiz can't get there. Mina across quickly for Bristol City. The head coach would have enjoyed that. Excellent work off the ball. And look at the speed of movement here. Ward cuts infield. Just trying to sort out the feet there. Forced wide here. Bristol City, but they're still going. Cross comes in. Good leap by Syme. She feels as though there was contact from behind. Is that ball going to roll out of play? It is. Struggling to get out here, Charlton. Once again, Bristol City have it back. Short-lived, nice little scoop there into the path of Fitzgerald. She can't link up with a teammate. Ball was won there. The referee had a good spot. And Dow, if you're a Charlton Athletic support, you just want your players to put the foot on the ball for a moment, catch your breath. Lawley comes across, clears into the stands. Newsham with the Charlton throw. Mina got a push in the back there, but is able to find a captain. Ward. Looking for Hardy, ambitious ball. Bristol City have it back though. Good spot, but unfortunately unable to take it into a stride. There's Lexi Lloyd-Smith. Mina has had an excellent start to this game. Commentators curse. She's been playing well, and then as soon as I mentioned that, a misplaced pass. Once again, Bristol City are able to turn and face the Charlton goal. The referee tried to play the advantage. Does pull it back for the foul on Farouja. Just confirmation, it was Charlotte Healy, the Bristol City head coach, who was shown the yellow card. She's watching on over a set piece, having a bit of dialogue with her coaching staff, Lauren Dykes and Paul Temple. Sure they've worked on something this week. Flat cross, which flicks off a Charlton head and straight into the arms of Sophie Whitehouse. Goalkeeper felt as though she was slowed up there in trying to distribute the ball. And Dow. Dow again. Good pressure from Bristol City, forced the mistake. Charlton 0, Bristol City 0. And it is the visiting side that sit third in the table that are certainly asking the most questions so far. Ward. Syme gets another throw. Be tied down by that corner flag. Not much space for Mary Ward to operate in. Quick throw. Mina, good distribution. Trying to ping the ball around here, Bristol City. Moving at pace. Saez. Looking for Lloyd-Smith. Two Charlton players took themselves out of the equation there. And there is a lot of confusion amongst that home back line. Lloyd-Smith was alert. Hardy finds Syme, who senses the striker was on. Good block. Mina seeing lots of the football and using the full extent of those long legs to retain possession, but it's quickly turned over. Thestrup forced further wide than she would have liked. Allows Ward's opportunity to get back. Cross comes in, it's a decent one and well defended, has to be said, by Camilla Saiz. Cross comes back in from Flannery, met by Lawley. And the referee is going to stop play and caution Bristol City's number 9, Rio Hardy. We'll await confirmation for the exact reason of that. Obviously, with it being a restart for a Charlton free kick, it was maybe an incident that happened off the ball. Didn't really make the most of the dead ball situation, but they've kept it alive. Muya, back, strike, which is straight at the goalkeeper. Comfortable save for Fran Bentley. Clean sheet for her last week in that emphatic victory over Portsmouth. Yet to keep an away clean sheet this season, Bristol City. Mina. Syme, I think the ball was actually intended for Ward, and that's where it eventually ends up being directed. Again, Charlton making life difficult for themselves. Hutton it was, her miscue put Pearce in a difficult situation. Ingle looked to be helped on there by Defer. Appeals for handball. Mina. Ward tempted to run at Hutton. Syme. Just a quick look at the possession statistics there. 66% in favour of Bristol City. Playing away from home, but really imposing themselves on this game. Still no goals, but the intent is there, certainly from a visitor's perspective. Frustrating watch, has to be said, for Karen Hills and the coaching staff. They're not used to this. They've certainly been by far the superior side in the majority of WSL 2 games this season. But this is a big task, an in-form Bristol City and an annoyed Bristol City following that earlier penalty decision which didn't go their way. Hutton. Syme working back well for the team. Hutton. Nice layoff. Bradley. Sliding challenge from Lloyd Smith, who got back to her feet, and I think it was the moment of getting herself upright that the contact was made, and this is a good opportunity here for the hosts. See Lloyd-Smith makes the initial challenge, regains her feet and her shoulder on the rise, then connects with the hip. Set piece. Just confirmation that we have received from pitch side at the Valley that Rio Hardy was shown a yellow card for adopting an aggressive attitude. And also another goal. Big game at the bottom. Bottom Ipswich against second bottom Palace, and Ipswich have a 1-goal lead. Bradley whipped it around the corner, but that was straight into the exact position of Fran Bentley. So a reminder, early on in the day, Southampton 1, Durham 1. We're approaching the final 20 minutes of Sheffield United 0, Nottingham Forest 0. There's 1-1 between Birmingham and Portsmouth. Ipswich, as we just heard, a goal up against Crystal Palace in the Tyne-Wear derby. Newcastle 0, Sunderland 0. All games currently live, choice of viewing across the Barclays Women's Super League 2 YouTube channel. Saez looking for Hardy. He's made a good run, but that was Lobato doing some excellent defending, tracked the run of the number 9. But Charlton give possession straight back to Bristol City. Mina. Nothing on to the right, so comes back to the left. Defers cross. Lloyd-Smith snatched at the strike. Sat up nicely for it. Let's take another look. Crosses behind most. It's actually Hardy who lays it off, and Lexi Lloyd-Smith, who's got 5 goals across all competitions this season, that's her first opportunity of this game. Good stretch there by Ward to bring the ball under control. Moya. Not seen too much of the Charlton midfielder thus far. Flannery wants it, her first time ball, which Lawley is able to deal with. Well, certainly the most entertaining game thus far in the 2 p.m. kickoffs. A third goal scored and a second for Birmingham. They're 2-1 in front against Portsmouth. That's the decision there from the assistant, and it is a corner to Charlton. No complaints from Defer. Algerian international with the final touch. Hutton is, who makes her way over. The left-footed in-swinger. Just has to move the photographer slightly out of the way. Charlton corner. Decent one. Well defended by the visiting team. Didn't get the first contact, but the second one was able to clear. In doubt, happy to leave that to her teammates. I know we're in November. I'm sure it's mild at best, and she's sporting the gloves there. Whatever makes you feel comfortable. Ward's header, helped on by Lloyd-Smith. Bradley was fouled. That was the decision made by the referee. Able to offer some feedback there to Lexi Lloyd-Smith for the exact reason. Hutton trots away and leaves it all to Katie Bradley. Bradley too close to the goalkeeper. Sayez. Mina. Skips away from Fitzgerald. Working hard off the ball for Charlton. Ward has always offered down this right-hand side. Decision goes to Charlton. Nice ball into Fitzgerald. There's options to the right-hand side. A little slow in spotting that. That's a good pick out. Muir perhaps forced further wide than she would have liked, but she does earn a corner. I think Lucy Fitzgerald just offering up her apologies. I don't think that was the intended pass she wanted to make. Made life difficult for Karen Muir. But it will be a third corner of the game for Charlton Athletic. Over half an hour gone, still goalless. We're live on the Barclays Women's Super League 2 YouTube channel. They go short. Hit deep. Pearce. And Dow went down. She's certainly appealing, and the eventual decision is goal kick. Sayez. Defer. Defer able to nick it back. Sayez is in a tight spot though, goes down the line. Lloyd Smith. Sayez. Can't really clear effectively enough, so Charlton have it. Happy to retreat, Pearce. Hutton. Comes off Lawley's heads. Lloyd Smith tried to bring it down. Muir, she goes down. Dangerous back pass towards the goalkeeper. So still a long way to go in this game, but the big winners, arguably, and they've not won yet, they've played the same amount of time. Second place Birmingham City, closing the gap, moving to within 2 points of Karen Hills' Charlton Athletic, just to your left of your screen now out of shot. There she is. I'm sure she won't be keeping track of events elsewhere. Deal with what you can. And the Bristol City task in front of them is proving to be quite a tough one so far. Ingle leaves it for her goalkeeper. Good shout there from Bentley. Hutton. Muir was able to pick up on the heavy touch from Testrup. Lawley. Very relaxed, very calm. Sound of the confidence flowing through this Bristol City outfit. They're away at the league leaders and feeling as though they can more than hold their own. Bradley. Pass was played behind Newsham. So let's have a look at where the ball is being used most. Surprisingly, that it has seen more action inside the Charlton attacking final third, whereas certainly for a naked eye perspective, it looks as though Bristol City are posing more of a threat coming forward. But even, which is perhaps reflective in the current scoreline. Defer closed down. Managed to score in every single league game this season, Bristol City. Hardy out wide and earns a corner. Bristol City second of the game. Go short to Lloyd Smith. Symes ball in. Oh, you took too long, and Mina tried the reverse there. Clearly got the shout from Defer, just couldn't execute the pass. Wards, Mina. Lloyd Smith couldn't receive the ball there. Good pressure from Charlton. Newsham back to Endow. Fullbacks continued here movements. Newsham again. Moyet deflects. Bradley's happy for that to roll into touch. And it'll be a fourth corner of the game for Charlton Athletic. Seven minutes, just less than that of normal time remaining in the first half. Closing in on the final 10 minutes at Sheffield United, Nottingham Forest, which is also still goalless. Deep corner, right under the nose of the goalkeeper. Good punch there by Bentley. Moyes able to keep Charlton Athletic in possession, and is that an attempt for goal? Sure, it was from Kira Flannery. Taking the time here, Bristol City. Mina. Syme trying to roll Pearce. Did well there. There's been some good work down this right-hand side from Simon Wards, linking up nicely. Pearce. Here clearance finds touch. Not the best of throws there from Wards. Helped on by Syme, and Lloyd Smith trying to get goal side. She has done. Goes across goal as well. But there was no Hardy. There was no Farouja. Perhaps if I'm being ultra critical, maybe hit it a bit too fiercely across the face of the box there. But I guess her argument would be, if I'm a good striker, I'm sniffing in and around the 6-yard box, and that would have been a chance should anyone have made that gamble and darted infield. Ticking towards half-time. I think if I was to edge my bets at who'd be the happier head coach, certainly Charlotte Healy, goalless, but perhaps even asking for more. If you are joining us, you'll be able to rewind and watch back the earlier decision, a penalty appeal. Syme it was who got goal side and appeared to have been brought down by Gracie Pearce, but the referee, Joanne Horwood, waved that decision away. She actually booked the Bristol City head coach, whereas Karen Hills, quite a few corners, but no real significant clear-cut chances for her side. Ingle. Ward. A lot to admire about the effective distribution of Bristol City. Well drilled, movement off the ball. White shirts always looking to get into a space to offer up a pass. Ferrugia, Sayers. Mina. Got away slightly fortuitous there. Muya here, block. Well read there by Ward. Can't take your eyes off this game. It's moving at some speed, back and forth. Syme. Really positive burst. She's still going here. Wanted to finish it off, and maybe there was better options. Emily Syme. Just the one goal this season. Came away at Sunderland. But check out this for a dribble. It was just lacking the finish. Look at that, such positivity. Two-footed. Defenders trying to make contact, can't get anywhere near it. It was just lacking the finish. Lawley got the initial contact and follows through firmly there to make sure she halted Charlton in their tracks. Endow can't shrug off Ferrugia. Referee plays on. Moya. Bradley. Newsham's ball in. Mina's header. Newsham again. Goes low. Wins a corner. As we tick into the 44th minute. I can't imagine there'll be too much additional time. Charlton have won every game they've scored the opening goal so far in this WSL 2 season. Another corner. Moya cleared by Ingle. Charlton again, swing the ball in. Ingle got something on it. Syme has support from Wards. She breaks to the right, and it was a heavy touch. De Fair has it for Bristol City. Cross comes in, but no one in white. Read that, and it'll go behind for a Charlton goal kick. Well, it's certainly Sophie Whitehouse with the most notable contribution. She was able to parry a long-range strike before quickly closing down the angle for Rio Hardy, who hit the post from just a few yards out. Newsham. Perhaps a little hurried there with the throw. So 1 additional minute of first half stoppage time. Mina. Ward. Still going Ward. Being tracked by Fitzgerald. Ward. Great run. Loboto appeals for handball there. A couple of white shirts felt as though that flicked up and hit a hand. Moya, she can't dribble away. Fitzgerald. She's brought down. Endow with surely what's likely to be the last passage of play of the first half. Charlton free kick. Ingles header, and the referee does blow for half-time. Well, goalless in the top left-hand corner, but Joanne Horwood, definitely one of the big talking points. She waved away Emily Syme, who just gets ushered away there. She was brought down in the box by Gracie Pearce. The referee didn't see that as a penalty and then went on to show head coach Charlotte Healy a yellow card. Chances for both sides, but certainly the best fell to Bristol City's number 9, Rio Hardy. It was a good save by Sophie Whitehouse, parried out to the number 9, and she could only hit the post. So at the break, at the Valley, it's Charlton Athletic 0, Bristol City 0. Lots of attacking threat spread across both outfits, but it's certainly those in white who've looked the more threatening. There's a chance for both head coaches to reset at the break to impart some feedback and instructions. No changes made. Just a slight pause in play as we wait for a lace to be tied. And Rio Hardy can get us underway. Faruja got the first contact and the second. And Dow comes across to help out. Defer. Happy for the throw. Faruja spent too much time on the ball there. And did she take out Newsham there? That was the view of referee Joanne Horwood. Maria Faruja, Maltese international, made the summer switch down to Bristol City from Sheffield United. First touch of the second half for Sophie Whitehouse. Finds Alicia Endow. Offers up her arm in apology. Wasn't the best of balls. So I'm sure you are fully aware, but 4 games in the Women's Super League 2 kicked off at 2 p.m. British time. And you can flick between whatever action you desire across the Barclays Women's Super League YouTube channel. I know any fans of Charlton Athletic and Bristol City won't be going anywhere. It's a tight one here. hard to pick fault with the league leaders, but perhaps not as many points collected at home as they would have liked. They have had more success on the road, but by whatever means they come, I'm sure Karen Hills and her staff will be delighted with the advantage they have. And Dow from range didn't appear totally confident that she was going to be able to trouble the goalkeeper. But that's the first effort of the second half. Started every single WSL 2 game this season. Alicia Ndow, very experienced. Faruja, her layoff doesn't come off. And a bit of a contrast to anyone who's with us from the start. It was Bristol City who began the game much the better. And in the case of the second half, it's Charlton who are certainly looking like they've had a fire lit from underneath them by their head coach. And the ball comes in from Flannery. Helped on by Fitzgerald. It's allowed to bounce. Defer and Lawley. More height than distance with her clearance. Syme. She won't be able to keep that in play. Hutton with the throw. Fitzgerald, good take from over her shoulder. Looking for Bradley, couldn't squeeze it through. Moyer, Newsham sends it back, contact from behind, and the decision is penalty. Defer with the guilty looking face from a Bristol City perspective. They weren't awarded a spot kick in the first half, and the decision has gone against them. They'll feel here in the second. Ideal positioning from referee Joanne Horwood. Let's have another look at it. So Moyer back to Newsham. Newsham goes down. There's clear contacts. She appeals straight to the referee. And can't really recall a clear-cut opportunity for Karen Hill's side thus far. But now, from 12 yards, it is Katie Bradley. Scored a penalty on the opening day victory over Crystal Palace. Up against Fran Bentley. Chance for the first goal of the game, which she takes. Immaculate composure from Charlton's number 7. Their bright start to the second half has been rewarded. She gets her 4th goal of the season and her 3rd in the Barclays Women's Super League 2. And how significant could that strike be? Big moments in the game. And Charlton's number 7 would not be denied. Puff of the cheeks. Couple of puffs of the cheeks. Knows exactly where she's going. Sends the keeper the wrong way. Charlton 1, Bristol City 0. Let's go again. I think that was a few of the cries amongst the Bristol City players. How can they look to respond? Defer, she was the one who gave the penalty away. Moyer was the one who won the spot kick. Newsham hits the back of Moyer. Ingle. Syme just got the ball slightly caught underneath her feet, and Lloyd Smith wasn't aware that pass was going to be made. So Charlton in pole position here, looking to increase their advantage at the top of the table. Birmingham currently being held at home by Portsmouth. Looking to round off what would be an excellent week for Karen Hills. Victory last weekend in the league. They went away to Brighton in the League Cup. got another win there. And they've hit the front early in the second half here at the Valley. Farrugia can't shake off Newsham. And that's certainly what we didn't see as much of, was Newsham making forward runs in the first half. Perhaps that was some of the guidance given by the coaching team. Ingle. Too high for Hardy. Lobato. Good running off the ball from Fitzgerald. Testrup, I beg your pardon. Endow. Flannery gets away from Symes. Space over on the left-hand side. Movement off the ball here from Charlton. Cross deflects behind off Mina. Charlton goes short with the corner. Sent in, met at the near post by Hardy. Hutton. Bristol City quick to get out, try and play offside, and it's in! Is it? Yes, it is! 2 goals in less than 5 minutes have doubled Charlton's advantage. And it's Gracie Pearce who gets her first of the season. Bristol City had pushed out, tried to play offside. Charlton kept bodies forward and they were queuing up there. Chipped back in by Bradley, helped on by Testrup. And there is the left back, able to pick her spots. Had so much time there. Well, that's what a half-time team talk can do. From chasing the game in the opening 45, Karen Hill's sides now have a 2-goal buffer. What can Bristol City offer up in the form of a response? You can see there at the top of your screen that substitutions are being readied. Hardy's cross, which is met by Farrugia. Well, that tells you a lot about what the response could be. Straight on the front foot. Ball swung in, a really decent ball, and Maria Farrugia did all she could to try and reduce the deficit. Still over half an hour of normal time. And it is smiles on the Charlton bench because players are about to be introduced with a 2-goal advantage. Siaz wins the header. And Dow into touch. Lloyd-Smith can't shake off in doubt. Ball's played behind Siaz. They are preparing for both benches to make a double change. Looks as though the hosts will go first. Thestrup is going to make way. Being ushered along by the referee. And her replacement is the American Gillian Kenny. Well, McAtee is certainly coming on from Charlton Athletic. We didn't see who it was who made way. DeFeer's gone off for Bristol City, and Esther Morgan comes on. And Camilla Saez, she's replaced by Harley Bennett. So those introductions made with not yet reaching the hour mark. And Morgan's just been urged to retreat slightly with the Bristol City throw. Hardy, Lloyd Smith escapes the challenge, still going, overruns it though. Morgan, good header. Hardy. Farouj is an option. Farouj trying to go alone, eventually crowded out. Combination of Endow and Newsham. The decision is Charlton throw. Farouj unable to play it through to Hardy and Dow. Difficult one for the defenders. And Dow's cross deflects behind off Morgan. It will be another Charlton corner, their 7th of the game. Assistant just asking Hutton to adjust the spotting of the ball. In Swinger. Difficult one right on top of the goalkeeper. Mina heads clear, and the decision is free kick. The Bristol City players stayed down. Very brave under pressure. So much to admire about the delivery here. Right into the traffic, keeping the goalkeeper on her toes. McAtee sends it back in. And I think it's Endow who's closest to Mina. We'll have to go through the necessary concussion protocols just to ensure that she's okay. Like Mina, one of the only enforced change that head coach Charlotte Healy was required to make. The loss of the centre-half struck due to injury, and that's the reason that Sophie Ingle, just to the right of that huddle, is having to slot in at centre-half. So we reference that big game at the bottom of the table. Well, it's all square. The visitors, Crystal Palace, have equalised. Ipswich 1, Crystal Palace 1. For anyone who's multi-screening out there, you can watch all of the current live action across the Barclays Women's Super League 2. The latest scores, still Birmingham City 2, Portsmouth 2. That was the case at half-time. Ipswich, as we've just seen, have now been pegged back by Crystal Palace, and we're still awaiting the opening goal of the game, should it come, between Newcastle United and Sunderland. So as it's proving to be a very profitable day so far for Charlton Athletic, looking to extend their advantage. Bristol City currently being held. Morgan. Bennett taking risks, wins the free kick, which Bristol City are keen, perhaps too keen to get on with. Mina's back on the field, so Bristol City back up to their full 11. And it does appear at the top of the screen that they are set to make another change, the visitors. Lawley. Vera Jones, I'm informed, is the substitute preparing to come on, and Farouja it is, who perhaps knew that her time was about to be up, looking to take the throw, but that her afternoon's work completes, and on comes the Chelsea loanee, Vera Jones. And we said there hadn't been a goal in the Tyne-Wear derby. Well, we've managed to solve that for you. The home side are in front at St James's Park. It's Newcastle United 1, Sunderland 0. Confirmation there's Farouja makes her way back to the visiting dugout. Newsham unable to keep that in play. Ingle, who's moved forward now into midfield. As Bristol City look to chase the game. Loboto tried to let the ball run dead. Good recovery though, very experienced play there. Kenny. Flannery. Got the shout, ball over the top, looking for Fitzgerald, but Bentley was alive and alert off her line. Lawley, Ingle, Morgan, Lloyd Smith, back to Ingle. Good header from Loboto. We are certainly approaching that period of the game where a few more risks need to be taken here by Bristol City if they want to get something out of this. I have referenced their ability this season to score late goals, but in order to a late goal to mean anything, surely they need the next goal. Appeals for handball against Ward. And the referee does award a free kick. Bit of afters between Hutton and Ward. No love lost. So it will be a defence-minded change from Karen Hills. Alicia Endow makes way, and it's Mia Ross who comes in. Well, just like we saw in this game, 2 goals in quick succession. Newcastle United have managed to do the same. Newcastle 2, Sunderland 0. A reminder, that is live for you, the Tyne-Wear derby on the Barclays Women's Super League 2 YouTube channel. Busy day across the division, and all the games will be condensed into bite-sized highlights package for you to digest. Just make sure you hit subscribe on your YouTube channel. You won't miss any of the best action from the Women's Super League 2. Good running off the ball from Lloyd Smith. She'll get there. Newsham doesn't want to get too close. Cross comes in and hung in the air for an awful long time. Sophie Whitehouse comfortably able to claim. Ward with time and space. Looks down the line. Mina. Tricky one for Syme. Looks to roll Pierce, but Hutton's able to cover. Oh, Charlotte Healy has seen her side score in every single league game this season, and she's currently there with Paul Temple in her ear, plotting a way of trying to find a way back into this game. Bradley. Still Bradley. McAteer. First time cross. Fitzgerald. Beat to it by the stooping Bennett. McAteer once again. Newsham. Lloyd Smith has it. Ingle. Being hounded there by red shirts, and Hardy goes down off the ball. The action continues. Kenny. And she get a shot away, just trying to create space and an angle, the American. Eventually crowded out. But you do feel, as we enter into the final 20 minutes of normal time, if Charlton are to get the next goal, that would be game, set and match. Bristol City wanted a free kick there. The teenager Jones appealing. Referee not buying it. And here's Hutton. Slowed up by Wards, who keeps the ball in play. And it is a Charlton throw. Deep into Bristol City territory. Great bit of athleticism to keep the ball in play. These are the fitness and the skill requirements needed to compete in the women's second tier. Charlton will go again, no urgency. Now closing in on a third consecutive victory. Charlton 2, Bristol City 0, Birmingham 2, Portsmouth 2, Ipswich 1, Palace 1, Newcastle 2, and actually Newcastle 2, Sunderland 1. Sunderland have got a goal back. So potentially a nervy finish at St James's Park. Pierce. Mina has it. But certainly that's what Charlton have done a lot more effectively in this second half, closing down Bristol City. Hutton. Fitzgerald on the stretch. Ward, was she caught? She was. Free kick, Bristol City. Ingle wants to take charge. We'll leave it to her teammates. Delivery needs to be good here from Emily Syme. I think there'll actually be a stoppage in play, though, as she heads over towards head coach Charlotte Healy. So as Fran Bentley receives treatment, let's show you the 2 goals that currently separate Charlton Athletic and Bristol City. So 0-0 at half-time. And then early into the second, it was Muya pushed to the ground, and Bradley it was who stepped up to convert from 12 yards, sent the goalkeeper the wrong way. Perhaps second best in the opening 45, but an early lead in the second half. 1 goal, then soon became 2. Bristol City, you can see they look to push out and play offside. Charlton hold their nerve, and Pearce has a simple task of converting from close range. And that's why, as it stands, it's Charlton Athletic 2, Bristol City 0. Karen Hills, her 5th season in charge, looking to guide Charlton Athletic back to the top flight. Free kick. Not cleared. Newsham, far more effective. Ward. Lawley had stayed forwards, and Newsham gets the shout. So another Bristol City change is about to be made. Ingle. Morgan. Thought about the cross. Looks to link up with Lloyd Smith. Wasn't the best return ball from Bristol City's number 10. As we tick into the final quarter of an hour of normal time. Lloyd Smith on the stretch. Thrown a bit too enthusiastically there by Morgan down the line. Needless turnover, and as you can see, Charlton Athletic in no hurry to get underway with the goal kick. Well, there, looming on the shoulder of head coach Charlotte Healy is Olivia Johnson, the Brighton and Hove Albion loanee. She's going to get, what, at least 12, 13 minutes. Never scored more than twice in a Women's Super League 2 game this season, Charlton. Lots of their games have been close and tight. And the referee, Joanne Horwood, just stopping play to allow Bristol City to make the change. So confirmation. It is Mary Wards who goes off and Olivia Johnson comes on. Attack-minded substitution there from Charlotte Healy. Still feels as though they can salvage something here. Morgan, good drop of the shoulder. Newsham, though, was able to read that situation. Options for Charlton to go short from the goal kick. And it is with Mia Ross. McAteer loses out to Ingle. Lloyd Smith. Defenders are backing off. Overhits the cross. They are having their moments in the final third here. Bristol City. And I'm not sure how the visitors thought they could get away with seeing that as their throw. Straight out of play from Lloyd Smith. Lawley. Lloyd Smith. Chance for Syme to bring the ball under control. Bentley. Ingle. Mina. Away from two. I like Amina. She's had a good game. Perhaps a bit of cramp. Just a second start, so fatigue maybe kicking in as we approach the closing stages. Lloyd Smith. Her cross, which is into the penalty area. Not really sure who the intended target was. If it was a case of just trying to get it in anywhere and asking the attackers to make something of it. Oh, he said they could be set for a nervy finish at St James's Park. Well, home support, their anxiety has been eased. Newcastle restoring a 2-goal advantage. All the goals coming in the second half. Newcastle United 3, Sunderland 1. Murphy with her second of the game. All square between Ipswich and Crystal Palace at 1 apiece. 2-2 between Birmingham and Pompey. And those games earlier on today, they ended all square. Southampton 1, Durham 1, Sheffield United 0, Nottingham Forest 0. Choice of viewing across Barclays Women's Super League 2 YouTube channel. Make sure you hit subscribe to receive notifications of all of today's match highlights condensed for you. Well, there were 1,100 tickets sold at the Valley. Home support coming out to lend a hand to Karen Hills and their pursuit of a place in the top tier of English women's football, which, as we approach the halfway stage, just 2 more match rounds left after this weekend before we hit the winter break. It's looking good for Charlton Athletic. You don't want me to jinx things. And Karen Hills, given all her experience, will know a lot of football still left to be played, but they'll be more than content with their current position, which as it stands is a significant one at the top of the table. So until we get concrete confirmation, we do believe it's going to be a record attendance for a Charlton women's game at the Valley, and quite fitting that they're looking to get over the line with maximum points here, unless Bristol City can look to certainly get those nerves jangling. A goal will do that. But after numerous opportunities in the first half, I'm struggling to recall anything of significant note here in the second. Jones looking to change that. She's brought down, so it will be a Bristol City free kick. Flannery appeals, says she won the ball. Teenager Jones is back on her feet. Two loanees from London clubs coming together. A few words there, still dialogue continues. Flannery on loan from West Ham and Jones on loan from Chelsea. Bristol City free kick in the 83rd minute, trailing 2-0. Good ball, met by Bennett. Claimed by Sophie Whitehouse, quickly distributed. McAteer unable to bring the ball under her control. Ingle. Hardy. All alone on the far left-hand side is Bristol City's number 9. Newsham full of confidence there. Likewise McAteer. Little sloppy. Could they be made to pay here? Lloyd Smith goes down. Referee had time to think about that, and Lloyd Smith's making her appeals, but play wasn't halted. Let's have another look at that. Certainly weren't notable appeals from Lexi Lloyd Smith. I think she knew it was a big ask for the referee to point to the spot for this. Let's just review it a little slower. It's a heavy touch. Two Charlton players, Pearce and Fitzgerald. Make of that what you will. Well, blink and you'll miss 2 goals. That's certainly the case for Birmingham City. They were being held by Portsmouth, but 2 goals in 2 minutes. Crosthwaite and Cornett look to see them on course for a big win, which will keep Charlton honest. I'm not in any way suggesting that Charlton will look to relax with their advantage at the top of the table, but for the time being, it is going to be Birmingham City who are their closest challengers to the league title. But as we know this season in the Barclays Women's Super League 2, the top 2 go up automatically. So Bristol City, if they want to get themselves challenging for those automatic spots, they're going to have to hope that Charlton and Birmingham City are unable to continue their fine run of form. Bradley weaves her way through. Options left and right, goes alone! And it was spilled by the goalkeeper. Well, she's had a good game here, Katie Bradley. Good use of the body, protects the football, and away from 3 in white, leaves them trailing. The defenders are backing off. She's right to take on the shot. And it's a Charlton corner. Their 8th of the game. Once again, they go short. Fitzgerald looks to be offside. And that is the decision. No waste there, given Charlton had possession. Hutton will get there. She's dispossessed. Jones twisting and turning. Can't get away from those red shirts. Fitzgerald, she turns straight into Mina. Now plays going back in the opposite direction. Morgan Newsham, did she block her off? The referee says no. Awkward one there for Loboto. Pearce bringing Charlton forward. McAteer, she's got time here. No white shirt near it. Is she going to go alone? She slipped just before taking on the shots. Perhaps got a little too excited there. Loboto. Kenny. Ingle wins it back. Jones. Pearce wins a free kick to Charlton. Well, they're all huge games in the Barclays Women's Super League 2, but a really important one down at the bottom, and Crystal Palace have come from behind. Late on, they lead against bottom of the table, Ipswich Town. Ipswich 1, Crystal Palace 2. Larkin with an 83rd minute goal. Charlton looking for a third, and they'll have a free kick. Well, we have had a number of stoppages in this second half. Particularly, Fran Bentley went down for a couple of minutes or so. Lots of substitutions as well. So even though we're ticking towards the 90th minute, I'll anticipate there's probably what? Maybe 7 or 8 minutes of stoppage time. And a third goal for Charlton Athletic would see this one over the line. Bradley's free kick. I think the assistant's flag's up for offside there. Bentley. Morgan. Charlton turn the ball over. McAteer. Kenny. Substitutes using their fresh legs, or fresher legs, to do the running. Ingle wins it back. Morgan back to Lloyd Smith. She gives it straight to Flannery. Kenny. Perhaps a little sloppy there with the pass. Charlton could have looked to have kept possession. Johnson. She's impeded. So there will be 8 minutes at least of stoppage time here. Morgan. Oh, what a second half performance it is from Birmingham City. They've now increased their advantage up to 5. Oh, sorry, 5 goals, no, sorry. 3-goal advantage now, so surely that one's done and dusted. And goal difference could be crucial at both ends of the table. Mina. Lloyd Smith, first time into Ingle, looking to lay it off for Hardy. Loboto, Ingle, not cleared. McAteer, she can't get there. Morgan has it for Bristol City. Bennett. Syme. Her cross. Met by Hardy. Newsham takes a touch. Can she prevent the corner? No, she can't. There's perhaps faint belief still amongst Bristol City supporters out there. They've got to score quickly here. Third corner of the game. Well defended by Charlton. Jones. Syme flicked on. And Flag is raised over the far side for offside.
Substitution for the Alex. Please show your appreciation for number 11, Lucy Fitzgerald.
Time for Charlton to make a change. And Gloria Cyber is going to get 5.5 minutes here as she comes on to replace Lucy Fitzgerald, a Hungarian youngster. Makes her third consecutive substitutes appearance in the Barclays Women's Super League 2. Syme looking for Johnson. Jones. Cross comes in. Ingle. Good dummy. Morgan. Lloyd Smith. She tried to poke it towards Ingle. McAteer was there. Newsham. Looks to just hit the space rather than pick out anyone in reds. So it's going to come straight back. Johnson wins the header. Brought down by Hutton. Cyber applying the pressure. Bentley. Morgan. I think that perhaps sums up the second half for Charlotte Healy's side. Just lots of positive intent, but perhaps that final few bits of decision making have just not been there. I think their frustrations will point to it could have been a very different game had they been awarded a first half penalty, but that moment has been and gone. Kenny. Bentley off her line, able to clear. Well, they've had a good run away from home, Bristol City. That's always one of the big challenges in football, whatever level you play at, going away from home and picking up points. So this will be a setback, but something I'm sure they'll learn from. Hudson. Perhaps is going to have to go alone here against Bennett. Fancies her chances and just looks to eat into the clock here. Not exactly sure where she finds the reserves and that burst of energy to dash all the way down the sideline. Still in play. Bristol City throw. Kenny. Morley's block. Awkward one for Bentley. She can't pick it up. Pearce happy to see that ball roll dead. Well, one of the most experienced goalkeepers in the Women's Super League 2, Fran Bentley, former winner of the Golden Glove in this tier. Her wait for an away clean sheet this season will go on. Handball. Johnson just being asked to retreat as Bradley takes the free kick. Cyber, will she get there? She does. Just about hangs on to the advertising hoardings. I thought she had kept that in play. But the decision is goal kick, and we are into the 8th minute of the minimum 8. And Charlton still looking for more here. Bradley, she's going to have to go alone. Was she impeded? She was. And that'll probably be about it, because Charlton are going to be in no hurry to take this free kick. Could it get even worse for Harley Bennett and her Bristol City teammates? I think perhaps I'd go as far to say as 3-0 perhaps would flatter Charlton, but it has been a really excellent second half performance from Karen Hills' side. Can they cap off a top day with a 3rd goal of the afternoon? Bristol City got caught out with the 2nd goal, playing the high line. Hutton and, well, Bradley's moved away, so it is going to be Jodie Hutton, who I think she perhaps should have done better, but the fact it went into the stands and will take a few more extra seconds off the clock, she won't be too fussed with that. Mina. Morgan away from McAteer. Asking a lot there of Lloyd Smith, and the full-time whistle blows. It is now over 12 months since Charlton Athletic last lost a league game in the women's 2nd tier. Handshakes, high fives and hugs all round as they record their biggest home victory of the season to maintain their advantage at the top of the table. Charlotte Healy's side certainly played their part in what is an enthralling contest, 0-0 at the break. But then 2 goals in a 5-minute period in the second half see Charlton Athletic get the job done. Over 1,000 in attendance at the Valley, and they by and large will go home happy thanks to a full-time scoreline of Charlton Athletic 2, Bristol City 0. So it's a first away defeat since the opening day against Birmingham City for the visitors. Bristol City, very lively game. Lots of corners for Charlton. Feisty as well. Lots of keenly contested challenges, interceptions, good bits of defending at times as well, clearance and blocks. And also lots of positivity. We can see that from the key passes, looking to get in behind or pick their way through. But it was Charlton Athletic with the decisive moments, courtesy of the penalty spot from Katie Bradley and a neat and tidy finish from the fullback Gracie Pearce. Well, let's review what has been a thoroughly entertaining day in the Women's Super League 2. The earlier kickoffs, it finished all square between Southampton and Durham. Sheffield United and Nottingham Forest couldn't manage a goal between them. They're the ones trying to keep pace with the likes of Bristol City and challenge for that playoff spot in a quest for promotion. Birmingham City, they keep the pressure on. They maintain 2nd place and keeping Charlton honest, and a superb second half. Eventual winners 5-2 over Portsmouth. Ipswich had led early on, but Crystal Palace come from behind in a huge game at the bottom of the table. And the Tyne-Wear derby, all of the goals scored in the second half, and it was Newcastle United victorious over neighbour Sunderland. So let's have a look at the Barclays Women's Super League 2 league table. So as we can see, Charlton Athletic maintain, well, they were always going to remain top. It was just whether or not the advantage would increase. or decrease? Well, it stays exactly the same. A 4-point buffer over Birmingham City, but Bristol City falling slightly off that pace now. 7 points behind the leaders, 3 points behind Birmingham. Very tight there in the middle of the table. A good point for Durham. Sunderland, they fell to defeat against Newcastle, and we referenced a huge game down at the bottom, and it is a concerning picture for Ipswich Town, because look at what Crystal Palace, look what a win has done for them. It's taken them from 11th up into 8th, and it's Portsmouth now who also will have growing relegation concerns. So let's review all of the action, well, the best bits of action of Charlton Athletic 2, Bristol City 0. Well, this was perhaps Bristol City's best opportunity of the game. The initial save, it was spilled and it fell to the feet of Rio Hardy. She got there first, but could only see her strike flick off the post. Charlton were playing catch-up for most of the second half. Bradley with an effort, which was comfortably claimed by Fran Bentley. Emily Syme with a near wonder goal here. Glorious dribble, just lacking the finish. As you can see, picks up the ball just inside the opposition half. And red shirts can do nothing to keep track. But it was in the second half where the breakthrough came for the hosts. This was deemed a penalty by referee Joanne Horwood. The foul on Moya, shoving the back from Defer. And this presented Katie Bradley with the opportunity from 12 yards. Scored a pen on the opening day and made it 2 from 2 from the spot this season. And the opening goal went the way of Karen Hills' side. It was a much better second half from the hosts, and their 1-goal lead in the space of 5 minutes became 2. Question marks over the Bristol City defending. They all look across towards the assistant, but Gracie Pearce was certainly onside. She was able to tuck home her first goal of the season, and that's exactly how it finished. Charlton 2, Bristol City 0. Okay, so that completes our coverage from the Valley. Don't forget to subscribe to the Barclays Women's Super League 2 YouTube channel. You can rewind and watch back any of today's games in full, and there will be condensed match highlights dropping over the next 24 hours. We appreciate your company as always. I've been Tom Gale, and thanks for watching.